products cause several health hazards, including disease, and they weaken the immune system. All of you know better than me. Adulteration of foodstuffs has been frequently observed for centuries due to the contribution from several common reasons. Maybe food adulteration, maybe the lack of the raw materials, even sometimes disasters. There are some reasons so that there is a cause for food adulteration because of lack of the food. The need, we may not fulfill the need for every month. So that food adulteration has been changed from the centuries. The competitive substitute industry due to the consumer extensive demand for variety and low cost food products has stimulated this issue further. In addition, the limitation of raw materials, the demand supply gap, and the ever-present tendency to dilute the cost and sacrifice the profits have created more opportunities and interest for the individual traders. These are the reasons how the food adulteration has been started. If you go to the India, food safety is a big problem. All of we came across, there's everybody in the food safety, even in reading articles, magazines. Okay, food safety is a growing problem. Is there insistence of adulteration and contamination of the essential food that can be potential source of infection of the toxic poisoning. I'll give an example. The Delhi police in May 2000 seized 76,000 liters of adulterated milk packed in the pouches, similar to that once of the mother dairy run by the prestigious National Dairy Development Board. Elsewhere in the place like fat is being removed from the milk and then sold after mixing it with the harmful to whiten and thickening the milk liquid. When you move about the market and see the attractivity, decorative sweets and other edible items, your appetite becomes almost insatiable, and that's what it means to attract you buy and eat. But you may eating Metanil, a non-permitted coal tar dye, as a Kishoriran, Rhodamide, and chromate, perhaps ultramarine cable. But we go to the adulteration, between qualitative adulteration and quantitative adulteration. Adulteration is very hazardous compared to the quantitative adulteration. Here in quantitative adulteration, only we are getting the for economical gain or to get the more profit, we are adding something. The similar products like in rice, white stones can be added. Even in the tea powder, they are adding the sawdust. They may not be much harmful. They may affect the nutritional value. But if you go to the qualitative adulteration, good example there, qualitative adulteration, almost the qualitative adulterations are not permitted. Even qualitative is also not, quantitative also not permitted. But if you go to the qualitative, they are not permitted and the hazardous chemicals. Good examples for metanil, yellow color, maybe in a and common soda is commonly added in the chili powders. Even in the vendors, they purchase the chilies and even the turmeric from the disease or and they may not do the good color, so that they will have, they can use good color and ultimately they end very hazardous in nature. And these are not permissible chemicals. These are not permissible and bad colors, and they are called serious health hazards. They may cause serious health issues in the long run use. We may be eating basil and sawdust, soapstone, industrial starch, or aluminum foil, and believe it, even cow dung, and that are inviting the disease rather than the food health. The main purpose of the food adulteration is to alter the products for economical advantage. All of them mostly. Sometimes it may be accidental, but almost the food adulteration terms is for economical advantage. Such actions usually take place by substituting inferior quality or less valuable food and increasing the weight or value by admixture of the undeclared ingredients, providing more attractive appearance by the adding of the artificial chemicals and others. The principal aim behind food substitution is to reduce the raw material and manufacturing cost by incorporating inferior compounds. The physical properties and taste of the food items are modified in many ways. Artificial ripening of the foods is common means of the food adulteration. The mangoes and the banana, they are artificially ripened by ethylene glycol or sometimes calcium carbide, and these are very hazardous in nature. Adulteration with preservatives, other thing adulteration may be with preservatives, colorants, and artificial sweeteners are also common food adulteration techniques. This is the chart: food substitution, adulteration by chemicals, and even organic and synthetic adulteration. Then this comes to the actual topic of the today's practical demonstration. I have selected with the permission of the organizers the adulteration detection test, that too what they are given in the NCRSM syllabus, like adulteration detection test of urea in milk, and adulteration detection test of boric acid in milk, and metanil in Harindra. Then Malachite green in green vegetables, then Argemone oil in vegetable oil, lead chromate in pulses, and artificial honey in artificial. These are selected adulteration detection tests, and show you how to perform it. To see the protocol of every adulteration detection test, first to know whether the given sample of the milk is free from the urea or not. It is the aim. How we have the practical, the requirement for this testing, it requires test tubes, the sample of milk, soybean powder, and red litmus paper. And whenever we are doing the practicals, we should be taken very careful when handling the acids and we are handling the glassware, so that they need a chance of spillage of chemicals, even sometimes glassware may be broken and they may not, and even we have to use the proper protection, like you have to wear the gloves and you have to wear the mask, because these they are fumigating sometimes and they may cause other type of symptoms, and so that you have to take the precautions. And if you go to the FSSAI, how to test the urea in milk? Very simple test. Commonly, urea is added to thicken the milk and to increase the solid knot time. That is the main aim of adding the urea in milk. And even it increases the thickness as well as it gives whitening to the milk, so that urea is added. And urea is one of the potent nephrotoxic. And how to test the urea? Very simple method I will demonstrate you. First, what I want to take is milk in a clean and a dried test tube. Always test tube should be clean and dry, because it should be dry, because they anyway split, so that you have to use dry test tubes. And add 1/4 teaspoon of soybean powder in the milk. Here, what we use soybean powder? Soybean powder is protein powder. Especially soybean contains gluten. Yes. Sir, I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please continue.
Sir, why you are using soybean powder to detect the urea? Soybean contains urease. Whenever urease reacts with the urea, it releases a lot amount of ammonia, so that the pH of the milk will be increased by simply dipping the litmus paper. All of you know red litmus, blue litmus. Even the thing from the higher levels, because if you put the red litmus, if it turns to the blue, we can identify it as the base signature. The blue litmus, it turns to the red litmus, red color. Then the sample is acidic. If no color change, these are very simple principles we are adopting here. And after that, you give a red litmus paper into the test tube. Try it. If the color changes, the red litmus to blue, then the given sample of the milk is adulterated with the urea. When you are doing such practicals, better you can use gloves and mask because some individuals may be allergic to the acids and chemicals. What I told, first you have to take the clean and dry. If you,
Sir,
madam,
sir, could you put yourself on full screen, please? The screen sharing is stopped already. So if this could be on full screen, people could see it better.
madam, those can be tried this.
Sorry, sir.
See. Madam,
Yes, sir.
those can be tried this.
Yeah, I'm also doing it, sir. From my side, it is in full screen. I've already put it on full screen. You're the co-host, so maybe because it's your screen. Hello.
Hello, one second. Madam, themselves they can do. They can.
Okay, sir. Okay. Please continue.
Okay. Take clean and dry tissue. If you want, you can attach the tissue holder also. Otherwise, it's not necessary. And I have told, take 5 ml of milk in a clean and dry tissue. Is the quality to test. Approximately, you can take 5 ml of milk in a clean and dry tissue. Then after that, you place the tissue in a tissue stand. Then this one, swag milk is available in the market. We add 1/4 teaspoon of soybean powder to the milk. Then stir well until the mix up thoroughly. I have taken. This is how to detect the urea in milk. I have taken about 5 ml of milk sample in a dry tissue. I have added 1/4 teaspoon of soybean powder. Then take well until the contents mix up thoroughly. Then allow it to stand for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Here what happens is your milk contains urea. It will react with the soybean that contains urea and it will release the ammonia so that the pH of the milk will be increased, it becomes the alkaline. How to test? The alkalinity, simple litmus paper, you can take. You have to take red litmus paper. You all know this red litmus and blue litmus. It's a red litmus. Take a sip of red litmus. By the help of process, you can give the red litmus into the milk. Allow it to dry or wait for minute. If the red litmus color changes from red litmus to blue, then the given sample of milk is adulterated with urea because you are added soybean powder. This soybean meal even it is available in the soybean meal. If it contains the soybean meal contains urea, that will have urea, and that converts it releases a lot amount of ammonia. It forms the ammonia so that the milk, the pH of the milk will be increased. When you dip the red litmus into the milk sample, it turns to blue. Here there is no any color change, so that the given sample of milk is free from the urea. Okay. Then we have one more kind of sample. Yes, we have any
Sir, audio is not clear, sir.
Yes. Audio.
The audio is not clear, they are saying, sir.
It's not clear, sir.
Yes. If possible, please try to correct, sir. Audio is not clear. One of the audience is saying.
There will be a network issue from their side here. I'm audible clearly.
You are audible, sir, but not precisely, not up to either. So a little bit dragging like that sound is coming. Little bit. So please
Now,
get correct.
now,
There is echo like that, sir. Your
echo.
voice is echo type.
Now, madam, now. Now it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What we have done to detect the urea in the milk? We have taken 5 ml of milk in a test tube, and we have added 1/4 teaspoon of soybean powder. If the milk contains urea, this soybean will react to the urea and will release the ammonia so that the pH of the milk will be increased, so that it can be tested by taking the simple litmus paper. If you dip a litmus paper, red litmus paper, if it turns to blue, then the given sample of milk is adulterated with urea. Here there is no any change, so that this sample is free from the urea. We have one more sample. Next, we have one more sample. Yes, but the participant in audience could hear that is better.
Please, all participants, please mute your this audio. Please, for easy coordination.
Dr. Rohini Kamboji, we have lots of disturbances from your side. Please mute yourself. Sorry, sir. Please continue.
Okay. We have one more sample. Hey, Rika. 5 ml of milk in a tube. Then add 1/4 teaspoon of soybean powder. I already told soybean contains urea that will react with the urea if it is present in the milk. That releases the ammonia, so that if ammonia is released, then there will be a increase in the pH of the milk. That can be detected by simply litmus paper, by dipping the red litmus paper. Then after adding the soybean powder, thoroughly shake it so that contents can mix up well. Once they get mixed, then allow it to stand for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Then after 30 seconds to 1 minute, take a litmus paper, by the help of forceps, or directly can dip into the milk samples. If the red litmus turns to blue, then the given sample of milk is adulterated with urea. Okay. Can you see in this picture the color of the litmus paper? It is turned to blue. The given sample of milk is adulterated with urea, so that you can compare both. This is turned to blue. This is no color. There is no color change, but this turns to blue. Means sample B is adulterated with the urea. Very simple technique. Every 5 ml of approximately 5 ml of milk in a test tube, I have added soybean meal or soybean powder. Then I have mixed it thoroughly, kept it for 30 seconds. After that, I have added red litmus paper. The red litmus paper turns blue color, so that this given sample adulterated with urea. After adding urea is there. You can see that the milk is thick and even it is a white. So that urea is commonly added as an adulterant to the milk to increase the solids, not fat. Okay, I hope all of you understood how to perform, how to detect milk. Very simple procedure you can do. Then next, by the permission of the organizer, can I move?
Sir, just 1 minute, sir. I have an announcement to make. If there are 3 or more people or 2 or more people who have joined from a single class using their individual mobiles, and if you can adjust with one mobile, kindly leave the meeting. There are many more who are waiting to join the meeting. The maximum capacity of this webinar is 150. We have already reached that. So many are not able to join the meeting. So if some adjustments can be done, kindly do that so that people around can join.
Yes, madam. Correctly. Yeah, correct.
And if anybody wants a repetition or has any doubt, kindly type it so that we can ask sir to do it. Do not unmute yourself or raise your hands. please type it in the type box so that we can repeat it, any experiment, or if you want sir to explain something more, we can do it. Thank you, sir. Please continue.
Next. Arun. PPT. PPT. Okay.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Next, we have one more set on the milk. How to detect boric acid in milk? All of you know boric acid is commonly we are using to preserve the grains also. Even you can see our grandmas and even our mothers, they are adding, buying one bag of jowar or rice or wheat. What they will do, they will mix one powder and they will keep for longer so that boric acid can resist the insects or the growth of the microorganisms. Here also in milk, they are adding the boric acid because to preserve for a longer time. You know, after 8 hours, milk starts getting it sours so that it becomes acidic, so that it gets spoiled, and so that commonly we have to preserve the milk if its storage condition is poor. If it is not, we don't have any cold storage. In that conditions or for transportation purpose, the milk they are mostly the boric acid, and boric acid is a preservative. Here, what it contains? Borates. Mainly, it is used to preserve the milk for the longer time. And boric acid, how to test the, how to detect the boric acid in the milk. Very simple test. Here, what happens? The main principle is changing the color of yellow paper, changing the color, acid-base reactions. What happens? We know all of you know that indicators. We know the phenolphthalein indicator, then methyl orange indicator. Like that, these yellow papers are also called as indicator papers. Here we are taking the yellow papers. Yellow papers can be simply prepared in your laboratory. Only thing is we have to take the filter papers, put in a turmeric solution. You have to take turmeric powder, dissolve in the alcohol, and dip the filter paper, and you can make the yellow paper. Very simple techniques you can practice. Here, what happens? The change of the color of the yellow paper. If it becomes acidic, requirements, it requires test tubes, milk samples, concentrated hydrochloric acid. Even for the confirmation, we can use ammonia. And next, the procedure. Very simple procedure, same what we have done in the previous demonstration. Here also we take 5 ml of milk sample in a clean and dry test tube and add 20 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. It will react with the if the milk contains the boric acid, it will react with the hydrochloric acid and it will release the borates. So that what happens? The haridra, the yellow paper turns into the orange color. This is very simple technique I will show you. And then dip the yellow paper strip, remove it after 1 minute and observe for the color change. Then add 2 drops of ammonia for the further confirmation. You can add ammonia. If it is greenish color, then definitely this sample is adulterated with the boric acid or boric powder. Okay, if the sample of the milk contains boric acid, then the yellow paper turns to orange red on dipping into the test tube containing sample with the acid, and then red color turns to green on the addition of the few drops of ammonia. Then your inference will be if the yellow paper turns to orange color, then the given sample of the milk is adulterated with the boric acid. Next. Okay. Say these are the yellow papers. You can prepare in your laboratory, your own laboratory. You can take the filter paper or even white papers. just to take turmeric powder, add alcohol and dip, get the yellow strip. This here yellow strip acts as an indicator. How the phenolphthalein and other methyl arynes also we are using as indicators like that. Yellow pepper is also acts as the indicator, and it is simply you can prepare in your own laboratories. Same, you have to take clean and dry test tube. Then take a sample of milk, approximately 5 ml. The qualitative test, you can take approximately 5 ml of milk. After that, you add 20 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. By the help of, here it is a concentrated hydrochloric acid. These are called as reagent bottles. To ease, I have taken the hydrochloric acid in the reagent bottles to ease the practicals. Otherwise, directly also you can take from the bottles. These are called as reagent bottles. Then by the help of, these are called droppers. By the help of droppers, you can add about 20 drops of hydrochloric acid into the test tube slowly. After adding, once again recap the reagent bottle. Otherwise, there will be the chances of spillage and accidents. If you want, you can add or you can attach the test tube holder. When you are using the acids, you can use the mark. These are fumigating. Then take it well. Operating the hydrochloric acid, take it well. And one thing you have to remember, whenever you are taking the test tube, the mouth of the test tube should be opposite to your face. Sometimes what happens, they may bump, so that it may enter into your face, eyes. So that always remember, whenever you are taking the test tube, the mouth of the test tube should be always opposite to your face. Once it is, make sure one, allow it to stand for a minute. After a minute, just to take this, what I told, this is a yellow paper. Simply you can prepare your own laboratories by the help of forceps. You can dip the yellow paper into the milk sample. Remove it slowly, then allow it to dry for a few minutes. Allow it to dry, then observe for the color change. Or also you can use dryers so that immediately they get dry. Very simple procedure to detect the boric acid in milk. What I have done, I have taken around 5 ml of milk in a test tube. Then I have added around 80 to 20 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid and mix contents. Then take the test tube thoroughly so that the contents can mix up well. After that, once they get mixed, then dip a yellow paper, then observe for the color change. I think there is no any color change. The yellow paper, you can see that there is no any color change, so that the inference is, the observation is, there is no any color change. The given sample of milk is free from boric acid. Here, the intention of adding the boric acid is preserve milk for a longer time. We have one more sample. This sample we have tested. This is free from the boric acid. After that, we have one more sample of the milk. Say, take 5 ml of milk, add 20 drops of hydrochloric acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid, oxalic acid, is most fumigating acid compared to sulfuric acid. Add around 20 drops of hydrochloric acid. Remaining you transfer to the reagent bottle. Then recap the reagent bottle, and if you want, you can attach the test tube holder. Then take thoroughly. Remember, always the mouth of the test tube should be opposite to the face. Once they mix up, then thoroughly wait for few seconds. Then take a yellow paper. By the help of forceps, we can dip into the milk sample. Have you seen any color change? Yes. This turned to orange color. We have tested two samples. One yellow paper turned to orange color. Another one is no any color change. So that second sample, you can see that this sample is contain boric acid. Remember, here we are using concentrated hydrochloric acid, not any molar acid. This is a concentrated hydrochloric acid. We have two samples. We have tested this sample previously first. What we have done to detect the boric acid in the milk? We have taken 5 ml of sample in a test tube, added around 20 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. After that, it was shaked well and allowed to stand. Then we have dipped the yellow paper. It is also called the indicator paper. Then we are observed for the color change. There is no any color change, so that the given sample of milk is free from boric acid. Same we have one more sample. Same repeated. We have taken the milk sample in a test tube. Same we added 20 drops of hydrochloric acid. After that, we are after shaking, we are added yellow paper. Then this after adding this yellow paper turns to orange color, so that it indicates the given sample of the milk is adulterated with boric acid. For further confirmation also, if it is a boric acid, further confirmation you can add ammonia solution. Otherwise, it is not necessary. After adding the ammonia solution, it turns to deep bluish green color. You can see that. Not be possible to see this. This turns to blackish green color. Very simple method. If it turns to orange color, then the given sample of milk is adulterated with the boric acid. Okay. Can I repeat how to detect the boric acid in the milk? Take around 5 ml of milk in the test tube, add about 20 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid into the test tube, shake it well, dip yellow paper. If yellow paper turns to orange red, then the given sample of milk is adulterated with the boric acid. There is no any color change. The given sample of milk is free from the boric acid. About means these are our qualitative tests, so that we can use approximately 5 ml. Okay. Can I move to next?
Mahadev sir, we have one or two doubts if you could.
Please, please.
Sir, in the chat box, I can see the used hydrochloric acid is a concentrated
Yes,
HCl.
concentrated hydrochloric acid we have to use.
How much concentrated HCl is added?
It is available in the, it is a concentrated hydrochloric acid only it is available. Otherwise, if it is a 2 molar, 3 molar dilute hydrochloric acid, then you have to prepare according to that molarity and normality. But concentrated hydrochloric acid, it is available. It is in the form of concentrated hydrochloric acid only.
Okay. And the next question is, how much concentrated hydrochloric acid is added to the milk? I guess you
around 18 to 20 drops we have to add on. 18 to 20 drops.
Yes. Dropper you used is a plastic material.
Even it's a plastic, it is these droppers are resistant to acid. Even it is resistant to nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, and sulfuric acid. Nothing will happen. These are acid resistant droppers.
Okay, sir.
Not like ink, even we can get ink droppers. Ink droppers, they will melt whenever you suck the acid, they will melt. These are prepared specially for laboratory usage. They are resistant to acids. Otherwise, if you always glass, there is a chances of bacteria and all those things. For easy handling, we are using the plastic droppers. And these are acid resistant plastic droppers.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Saubhagya Shetty has written, if possible, repeat the urea adulteration test. Sir,
Okay.
with your permission, I would like to inform that this video clipping will be shared. We are recording this and it will be shared. So I guess people can go back and see, because sir has very well explained all these tests 2 to 3 times. So madam, we will share this and we can go back and see. Isn't that fine, sir?
Yes, otherwise I can repeat if you want.
As you wish, sir. It's already 12. As you wish.
Okay.
We have 4 more.
Let me go through the video clips. Otherwise, I have written my email ID. Anytime you can call me and even mail me. Yes, I will.
Okay. Thank you so much. Please continue, sir.
Next. Next slide. Okay. Next we have detection of metanil yellow. It's commonly added in several food stuff, mainly jaggery, even in the pulses.
Excuse me, sir.
Echo. Hello?
Slides are not visible, sir.
Lights are on. Lights are on. Once again, try it. Slide. Sir, now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, next we have detection of metanil yellow. It's artificial color in Haridra. Here, Haridra is a common adulterant, because what they will do, they will purchase the vendor, they will purchase the immature or diseased turmeric rhizomes and they prepare the powder, and that becomes brownish or dull color. So that to get the attraction by the people, they will add such type of dyes. Metanil yellow is also called azo dye. It is a dyeing agent and is highly toxic in nature. Not only in Haridra, even metanil yellow is commonly added in sweet, jaggery, as well as in pulses to brighten the food articles. Here, very simple techniques I will tell you how to detect the metanil yellow in Haridra, and it requires test tubes and sample then distilled water and concentrated hydrochloric acid. Or because concentrated hydrochloric acid is a colorless acid, whenever it reacts with the dyes, it will give the pink fluorescent color. So that commonly concentrated hydrochloric acid will be used to stain the dye. Very simple principle. You remember, it will hydrochloric acid will stain the dyes, and this metanil yellow is also one type of dye. It is a azole dye. Commonly, it is added in haritra or turmeric powder or jaggery or pulses to make the brighter or to give the very bright color. And this is a qualitative adulterant. It is also called a qualitative adulterant, and it is highly dangerous. Metanil yellow is highly dangerous. Then same precautions, care should be taken while handling the acids and glassware. Next procedure. Very simple procedure, you can say. That's more. Hello, move on. Slide. Slide move on. Okay, very simple procedure. Take 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder in a test tube and add 3 ml of distilled water. Here, what happens? This is a dye. It will get dissolved in the water or also. Yes.
So please add slide.
Not visible. Slides are not visible.
So slide not visible.
Not visible. Now, hello, excuse. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Slide visible.
Okay, very simple procedure. You take 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder in a test tube and add 3 ml of distilled water. Here, what happens if your turmeric powder contains, or your jaggery contains, or your pulses contains the dyes? They will get dissolved in the water. Or even if you have alcohol also, here we are using the water. Then shake thoroughly, mix the contents. Then add 10 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. If your turmeric powder or your jaggery, if it contains the dye, it will give pink color, fluorescent color to that dye after adding the hydrochloric acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid. Here, concentrated hydrochloric acid will change the dye. Okay, and if the sample contains metanil yellow, then there will be the appearance of the pink color after adding the hydrochloric acid. If the test is positive, then the sample contains metanil yellow. Demonstration. I will demonstrate you how to test the metanil yellow in haritra. We have 2 samples. After seeing the picture only, you will see that which one is bright color. By seeing the picture, you could appreciate it if it is pure or impure. For general people, what they will think, if it gives bright red color, so that it will be the high potent, or it is very a new one, like that the purchasers will think and they will purchase, but they may be added with the such types of colors. I told very simple procedure. Take 1/4. I have 2 samples. I take first this sample. Add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haritra churna in test tube. After that, add about 3 ml of distilled water or alcohol. You can use both. Here I am using a distilled water. You can measure directly, approximately also you can use. These are called as measuring cylinders. You take about 3 ml of distilled water. Then add to test tube. It contains Haridra. Then mix up the contents thoroughly. Yes. Once it gets mixed, add around 8 to 10 drops of hydrochloric acid. Allow it to stand for 30 seconds or 1 minute. After that, this is a concentrated hydrochloric acid. Acid the bottle. Concentrated hydrochloric acid. Okay. This one, I have taken the concentrated hydrochloric acid in reagent bottle to ease the practical or the purpose. Otherwise, you can get in the market like in this type of 500 ml bottles. These are concentrated hydrochloric acid. This is concentrated laboratory agent, general reagent, or you can get analytical grades depending on that. And whenever it requires to change the molarity or dilute hydrochloric acid, accordingly you can change. You can refer the Ayurvedic pharmacopoeia appendix. They are given the 2 molar HCl, dilute HCl. Here we are using the concentrated HCl in same acid I am using, but only I have taken in the reagent bottle. After 1 minute, after adding the distilled water after 1 minute, by the help of the dropper, these are the acid resistant dropper. If also you can use glass droppers also. This is a concentrated hydrochloric acid. Add 8 to 10 drops of hydrochloric acid into the test tube. Take care that to avoid a spillage, to avoid any accident. Carefully, you have to handle the acids. After that, to recap the reagent bottle and place in a correct place. Take well. There is no any color change. There is no any color change. It is the yellow color only after adding the hydrochloric acid. There is no any color change. You can see that there is no any color change. Yes, this sample is free from Metanil yellow dye. We have one more sample. Take 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, Haridra churna. In test tube, same. Take around 3 ml of distilled water, or it should be completely soaked. Take 3 to 4 ml of distilled water. You can see there is no any color change. First sample. Then this is the second sample. Add 3 to 4 ml of distilled water. There is a little bit color change because it is dyes. Dyes are get dissolved in the water. Okay. After adding the water, add around 8 to 10 drops of hydrochloric acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid. With the help of proper, we can add ketone of hydrochloric acid, and there is pink fluorescent, deep cherry red type fluorescent color. You can see pink color. It indicates the given sample of milk is adulterated with the metanil yellow. You can see deep pink color. There is no any color change. Very simple technique. I will repeat how to detect the metanil yellow in maybe Haridra. It could be a jaggery or it could be a pulses. You have to take 1/4 teaspoon of 1/4 teaspoon of Haridra powder in the test tube. Add around 3 to 4 ml of distilled water, or you can use alcohol. After adding, mix it well. Then add 8 to 10 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. If it is adulterated with the metanil yellow, then it turns to the pink color. If it is free from the metanil yellow, then there will be a no color change. Like that, you can observe very simple techniques. You can do. Only it requires water sample as well as a concentrated hydrochloric acid. These all are qualitative tests. You turn pink color, the given sample of turmeric is adulterated. No color change, the given sample of Haridra is free from the metanil yellow. Next slide. I hope all of you understood how to detect the metanil yellow in Haridra. Next, madam, shall I proceed next demonstration?
Yes, sir. Please.
Next is detection of prohibited colors like metanil yellow or similar yellow to the lead chromate. We have one more yellow colored substance commonly added, lead chromate. And commonly lead chromate is added in the pulses to give the bright color to the pulses. You know, whenever there is a climatic change or disease pulses, or they will not turn into the yellow color. They may turn into the brownish color or whitish color. So that they will add, or they will add such types of colors like lead chromate, and it gives a very bright color to that pulses. Then same procedure what we have done in the metanil yellow, here also the procedure is same. Only the here there is a more chances of metanil yellow in pulses. There is a more chances of lead chromate. Then the procedure, it requires same test tubes, samples, distilled water and concentrated hydrochloric acid. Then take 5 grams of the pulses in a 10 ml of test tube and add 5 ml of distilled water, or quantity sufficient to soak the pulses. Then slowly add few drops of 2 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid, and then keep it for undisturbed for few minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. Then observe for the color change. Immediate appearance of pink color after adding the acid, it indicates the given sample of the pulses contains the or adulterated with the lead chromate. Okay. Very simple procedure. What we are done in previous, you have to take around 1 to 2 teaspoon, or measurement is not necessary, but in protocol they are given the measurement. It is a qualitative test. You can take. See. Okay, you have to take. I have 2 samples of pulses. tur dal, we have 2 samples of pulses. Take the 1 to 2 knob or spatula full of pulses. Then add around 5 ml of distilled water or until distilled water. Distilled water. Add 3 to ml of 3 to 5 ml of distilled water or the pulse. The pulses should be completely soaked in a water. After adding water, there is no any color change. Even your kitchen also you can appreciate whenever you are washing with the water, sometimes there may be little color change, or you can see that the yellowish color. There may be a chance of adding the colors. Here, there is no any color. It's completely devoid of the color. Only I have added distilled water. And I have said well, but still there is no any color, only froth formation due to the presence of saponins maybe, but there is no any color change. Then keep it for few minutes undisturbed. Recap the reagent bottle. After that, add few drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. After that, add few drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. Observe for the color change. Okay, you can see there is no any color change. After you are taken pulses in a test tube, you are added distilled water, or also you can use alcohol, also you can add. After that, you are kept it for undisturbed for a few seconds to minute. Then you are added 10 drops of hydrochloric acid, but still there is no any color change. So that we can tell that this sample is free from the lead chromate. We have one more sample. Pour the one more sample. Take 1 to 2 spatula of pulses. Same you have to repeat. Add 3 to 5 ml of distilled water, or the pulses should be completely soaked. Yes. After adding the water, you can feel that there is some color change. Bit of color change. Even you can see in your kitchen also when you are washing the pulses, there will be a chance sometimes it may raise bit of color. You can suspect there may be a added colors like lead chromate, metanil yellow, or sometimes atrazine also added. Okay, you can see that with a bit color change. Then allow it to stand for a few minutes undisturbed once. Then same, you have to add 8 to 10 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid and observe for the color change. If color changes from pink color, then the given sample of is adulterated with the lead chromate. You can see. You can see that This sample is developed the pink color. This is no color change. Okay. Even by seeing the pulses also you can see that this is free from the lead chromate and this is adulterated with the lead chromate. Just I will show you. Bit of slight color change, and even whenever you go to the market, will prefer the bright colored, but there is a chances of added to the some chemicals. Okay, I repeat, very simple technique. Take test tube, add 1 to 2 spatula of pulses in a test tube. After that, add 3 to 5 ml of distilled water or until it gets soaked. Take well, allow it to stand. Once it gets, after 30 to 30 seconds to 1 minute, add few drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. If there is no any color change, the given sample of pulses are free from the lead chromate or any dye. If the appearance of the pink color indicates the presence of the or adulterated with the lead chromate. Madam, it's okay. Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. Please.
Slide. Next, we have one more demonstration on detection of artificial color in green vegetables. Commonly, the green vegetables are adulterated with the malachite green, and malachite green is also a type of a dye. If they are dipped in the malachite green solution, it may the vegetables may appear as a fresh even after a week also. They'll appear like a very fresh. Commonly, the lady's finger and chilies, even capsicum, spinach, green colored vegetables, they are adulterated with the or they are applied the or they are dipped in the malachite green solution. And very simple techniques. Simple technique. Slides here. Very simple technique. I will show you.
Nice screen.
Slide. Slides here. Mute mark. Okay, now slide. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next, we have detection of artificial color in the green vegetables. Commonly, in green vegetables, they will apply or they will dip in the malachite green solution, and it will retain the freshness for a longer time. And you know, malachite green is highly carcinogenic and even it is hepatotoxic. Very simple method, we can detect malachite green on the green vegetables. Here we are using liquid paraffin. Usually liquid paraffin will rub liquid paraffin. The procedure goes like this. It requires only the liquid paraffin and cotton gauze. Take a cotton piece soaked in the liquid paraffin and rub to the outer green surface of the sample, like green chili or lady's finger or capsicum or then observe for the color on the cotton swab. If the cotton swab stays greenish color, then the given sample of the green vegetable is adulterated or adulterated with the malachite green. Very good. Here, We have the vegetables, green vegetables. For lady's finger, chili, we have. And this is a cotton swab. Just you have to dip in a liquid paraffin. This is a liquid paraffin. It is available in the form of in the name liquid paraffin only. Commonly we are using for purgatives and all those things. Liquid paraffin, even just by taking the vegetables, rub on the surface. You can see, you can rub on the surface of the vegetable. I have taken cotton gauze, dipped in the liquid paraffin. Just to rub on the surface of the vegetable.
Okay, chutti.
You can see there is no any changing of the green on the cotton swab, so that this sample is free from the malachite green. Also, I have one more lady's finger. You can rub it. There is no any color. We have one more sample. This is a liquid paraffin. We have one more sample of green chili. Just to rub on the surface of a chili. Just you can see that the cotton gauze is stained with the green color. Zoom in. Very carefully. You can see this sample, there is no staining. This is a green color. This sample is applied or adulterated with the malachite green. Same we have one more lady's finger also. Just to rub on the surface. You can see that there is a color staining on the top. Very simple technique. You can follow. Next. Here, detection of Argemone oil in mustard oil. All of you know Argemone mexicana, that is Shri, and the seeds are exactly mimics the mustard seeds, and even it grows roadside, so that even the Argemone seeds they yield more amount of oil.
Hello. Sir, are you there?
I think connectivity problem, madam.
Yes, sir. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Maybe sir will join.
Madam.
Kindly bear with us. Sir will join back in 2 minutes.
Okay, sorry for inconvenience. Uh, I hope the screen is visible, slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Next, we have a demonstration of detection of Argemone oil in the mustard oil. And all of you know Argemona mexicana. The seeds are exactly mimic the mustard seeds, and they will grow roadside. Commonly, the Argemona mexicana grows all over India. Mostly, it is considered a weed also some people. And the seeds are exactly mimics the Argemone's mustard seeds, and even when it is kept in the dried form, it eats a rich amount of oil. And even the North India, commonly most people they are using mustard oil for their daily food preparations, so that the Argemone oil is commonly adulterated with the mustard oil. And how to detect the presence of Argemone oil in the mustard oil? Very simple technique. Here, what happens? Your Argemone oil contains sanguinarine. Sanguinarine is one of the toxic salt. It is one of the toxic alkaloid salt. When it reacts with the nitric acid, it converts into the sanguinarine nitrate. The sanguinarine nitrate, if it converts, it gives color as an orange. Okay, and very simple procedure. I will tell you. The principle is same. Even on when it reacts with the nitric acid, it converts the sanguinarine nitrate, because sanguinarine is one of the toxic alkaloid present in the Argemone oil. The requirements are test tubes, side samples. Here we are using nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid, because this nitric acid is react with the sanguinarine present in the Argemone oil, and it will convert into the, when it reacts with the sanguinarine, it forms the sanguinarine nitrate that gives orange color when it is get heated. Here the requirements are test tube, file samples, concentrated nitric acid, and spirit lamp. Okay, next procedure. I will tell you the simple procedure. Take about 3 ml of mustard oil and add 20 drops of concentrated nitric acid. After adding the nitric acid, carefully heat the test tube for 3 minutes or until the contents become hot, and observe for the color change. If the sample of mustard oil is adulterated with the Argemone oil, then at the end of the test, the sample develops reddish or orange reddish color. If the positive results of the test indicate that the given sample of the mustard oil is adulterated with the Argemone oil. Okay. If after adding the nitric acid and gently heating on the spirit lamp, if the oil turns into the orange red color, then the given sample of mustard oil is adulterated with the Argemone oil. Okay. Take a clean and dry test tube. I have 2 samples of mustard oil. Sample A, 1, sample B, or sample 2. Take around 3 to 5 ml of mustard oil in a clean and dry test tube. Or you can measure, or approximately you can take 3 to 5 ml. Okay. Then this is a mustard oil I have taken in the test tube. After that, you add around 20 drops of concentrated nitric acid. Here also I am using reagent bottles to ease the function of that. Take 20 ml of nitric acid by the help of proper add 18 to 20 drops of nitric acid to the after adding the nitric acid, attach the test tube holder gently, take it, okay, then allow it to stand and heat gently on a spirit lamp. Okay, I have taken 3 to 5 ml of Argemone oil in a test tube and I have added 20 drops of nitric acid. After adding, I allow it to stand for a minute. After that, heat gently on a spirit lamp. And remember, always the mouth of the test tube will be opposite to your face. Heat until you get a small bubbles and observe for the color change. If oil sample is adulterated with the Argemone oil, then the oil turns to orange red color. If it is free from the Argemone oil, then there will not be a color change. Whenever you are heating on a spirit lamp, better you can use goggles, use mask. Okay. After heating also there is no any color change. You can see that there is no any color change. After heating there is no any color change. Only it has somewhat there is no any color change, so that the given sample is free from Argemone oil. Next, we have one more sample. Take 3 to 5 ml of sample in a test tube. Then add 20 drops of concentrated nitric acid. Here the principle is, if the oil contains Argemone oil, the nitric acid will react with the sanguinarine. Sanguinarine is the toxic alkali present in the Argemone oil. Then it converts sanguinarine nitrate after heating. Okay. Then take well, take gently. Gently allow it to stand. After that, heat on a spirit lamp. Then observe for the color change. Observe for the color change. Okay. Then there's the orange. You can see that orange, red color. You can see that it's a orange, red color. There's no any color change. So that this sample is adulterated with the Argemone oil. Very simple. You take 3 to 5 ml of oil sample in a test tube, add few drops of nitric acid, constant nitric acid, then attach the test tube holder, then heat on a spirit lamp. If it turns to orange red color, then the given sample of mustard oil is adulterated with the Argemone oil. Okay. This is free from Argemone oil. This is adulterated with the Argemone oil. Okay. Just heat on a spirit lamp gently. This is how to detect detection of Argemone oil in a vegetable oil. We have one more test added in the NCSM syllabus, that is detection of artificial sugar in honey. Okay, very simple techniques I will tell you rather than the chemical test. It is also called pH test. The reference is from Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India. Later we'll see. First, the other two tests like just to take the cotton swab, dip in a honey solution and heat on a spirit lamp. If it produces a burnt sugar burnt like smell, then the given sample of honey is adulterated with sugar solution or jaggery syrup.
Slide.
Here, sir, I'm not using slides here. Simple techniques I'm telling for honey. If you want, I can display the slide. Okay. Next, where I'm demonstrating how to detect the artificial sugar in a honey or sugar syrup in a honey. First one is very simple technique. You take a cotton swab, dip in a honey sample and just to burn or ignite on a spirit lamp. If it smells like a burnt sugar, then the given sample of honey is adulterated with sugar syrup. If it is no any smell, then there the honey is pure. Another sample, another test is you take a beaker or transparent glasses. Here I am demonstrating very feasible test to detect the, rather than the chemical test, how to test the purity of the honey. Commonly in honey they will add sugar syrup or the what you call artificial sugar. It is a quantitative adulteration to increase the weight of the honey. Very simple technique. First one is you take a cotton swab, dip in honey solution, just ignite on a spirit lamp. Every laboratory has a spirit lamp. If it smells like a burnt sugar, then the honey is adulterated with the sugar solution. Otherwise, it is a pure. Another simple technique is you take a water on a transparent glass. You can use beaker and you add just a drop of honey. Drop of honey into the water. This is the honey sample. You take a honey. And you put on a beaker. Just observe that the honey drops, they are settled in the bottom. The honey samples are settled in the bottom. Not visible. Settled in the bottom, so that the sample is not adulterated with the sugar solution. Not visible. Very simple test, I will tell you. You can take a honey sample, just you drop. Put the drops on a water, transparent glass, or you can use preferably beakers. And you can see that they will settle in the bottom. Immediately they are not dissolving in the water, just you can observe they are settled in the bottom of the beaker. Then the given sample is not adulterated. I have one more sample. Take a beaker. I have one more sample. Just to put a drop. You can immediately they get dissolved, immediately disappear. You can see there is no any appearance of the honey solution because it is sugar solution added with the sugar, immediately it get dissolved so that you cannot see on the bottom. Okay, this is how to test the simple test to test the purity of the honey. Then we next come to the pH test or the detection of the artificial sugar in the honey. Slide. Slide. Next, temperature. Detection of artificial sugar in honey. It is somewhat tedious process, but I will tell you. Reference is from Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India. Here, the principle is hydrolyzation of the excess sugar and detection of the HMF. HMF is nothing but the hydroxy methyl perfural. This is the excess level of the sugar in the honey. It requires water and pastel, test tube, petri dish, solvent ether, resorcinol solution, and honey. Here, resorcinol solution is prepared, adding the resorcinol crystal in the 1 gram of resorcinol crystal in the 5 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid and a honey samples. But
Sir, the slide is not visible.
slide. Madam, now this one.
Yes, sir.
Detection of artificial sugar in honey is also called perfural test or pH test. The reference is from Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia and even FSSAI protocols. But somewhat it is a tedious process, but I will try to demonstrate. Here the one is hydrolyzation of the excess sugar and detection of the hydroxy methyl perfural. That is the HMF. It requires mortar and pestle, test tube, petri dish, solvent ether, resorcinol, crystals, concentrated hydrochloric acid, and honey. Here, we are using the resorcinol solution. A resorcinol solution can be prepared by dissolving 1 gram of resorcinol in 5 ml of hydrochloric acid. Okay. Then the procedure goes like this: you take about 5 ml of honey in a small mortar and add 10 ml of solvent ether. You can use the diethyl ether or solvent ether and mix the solution well by using the pastels. By using the pastel, you can mix the solution. After that, once they get mixed, then transfer the supernatant solution to the petri dish and allow it to dry in the opener, because diethyl ether, the boiling point is 35 to 36 degrees, so that it gets evaporated in the room temperature. Once it gets completely evaporated, then add few drops of resorcinol solution. I told how to prepare the resorcinol solution. Resorcinol, 1 gram of resorcinol crystal should be dissolved in the 5 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid. After it gets dried, then add few drops of resorcinol solution. Then observe for the color change in the petri dish. If there is a staining of the cherry red color, then the given sample of honey is adulterated with the artificial sugar. Okay. Adulterated with the artificial sugars like jaggery syrup or sugar syrup. Can pick small mortar and pestle. We can take about 5 ml of honey in a mortar. Visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. Then is a ether, the diethyl ether or solvent ether, and take 10 ml of solvent ether by measuring in a measuring cylinder. The solvent ether, whenever using the solvent ether, diethyl ether, better you can use mask because they are highly volatile, and you inhale, it may cause dizziness or headache. Add 10 ml of solvent ether to the mortar. By the help of pastel, you can macerate well so that this excess sugar, what they are added excess sugar, it gets dissolved in the ether. both clockwise and anti-clockwise. You stir well. Okay. When it is mixed, then transfer to the supernatant portion should be transferred to the operating. This is called the operating dish. Then it contains this is the ether layer, supernatant ether layer. Just allow it to dry. What about on the we'll keep this on water bath so that it gets immediately dries up. This is one sample. We have one more sample of the honey. Same. I will do. This one. I have taken one more sample of honey. I have taken approximately 5 to 10 gram of honey sample in a mortar. Then I have added 10 ml of diethyl ether. The more tedious process, but if you do practice 1 or twice, transfer 10 ml of then I have taken 5 gram of honey sample in a mortar and I have added 10 ml of solvent ether. Then macerate well, both clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Then transfer the supernatant portion to the evaporating dish, also called evaporating dish or China dish. Then allow it to dry. It get dried in open space also because the boiling point is 36 to 36 degrees Celsius. For we don't have time, so that we are keeping on a water bath to dry up or to evaporate. After it get dry, then we have to take the resorcinol solution. This is the resorcinol solution. I have told how to prepare the resorcinol solution. These are available in the laboratory suppliers. Resorcinol 1 gram of resorcinol crystal is dissolved in the 5 ml of hydrochloric acid. When it gets dry, just to put the resorcinol solution on a evaporating dish. If it turns to pinkish red or cherry red color, then the given sample of honey is adulterated with artificial sugar. Tried? Try it. Okay, not a right. Otherwise, simply you can practice that putting in the transparent vessel as well as keeping the flap. It produces the burnt sugar-like smell. It's somewhat tedious process. Also, you can one-off you can do. But it requires chemicals like solvent ether and sorphenol, hydrochloric acid. But for as a samples, we are receiving for pharmaceutical companies to test the purity of the honey. We are doing this test, pH test. This method we are using. It is the reference is Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India. Bring. Requires another 1 or 2 minutes to complete. You operate the layer. Bring it. It means another 1 or 2 minutes to complete the operation of the ether layer. You can see you are completely you operated the ether layer. Then after that we have the sorptional solution. We can see that color change. And after for the color change. We have one more next sample. Here also we operated the ether layer. Then after that we are adding the sorptional solution. See that there is no any much color change. Sample slide in this there is no any color change. Here you can see that there is a submersion. It stays cherry red color, but you may not be seeing the you can see the layers of you see that there is stain with the cherry red color. It indicates the sample is having the excess sugar, added sugar. Okay, slide. Yes. Okay, this is how to detect the adulteration. Then all of you know what are the harmful effects of urea, nephrotoxic. They have some cardiovascular issues. It affects the bone health with some overall effects. Additional suppression. That even it puts some dermatological effects. Then boric acid, mainly it causes toxic harmful effects and poor damage. Then metanil highly the carcinogenic potential. Even it causes neurotoxicity, hepatotoxicity, reproductive toxicity, genotoxicity. Then chromate, mainly lead is cause the CNS toxicity and even contains chromium. It's highly carcinogenic. These are all things you know. Then malachite green is also carcinogenic potential, reproductive toxicity. I will not go into the detail in that. And at last, I will conclude. Assortment of wholesome and non-adulterated food is essential for healthy life. Food adulteration is adding the chemical substances to the food to alter the quantity and quality. Hence, detection of food adulteration is need of the hour to choose the favorite. These are the references. If you have any doubt, you can call me anytime and you can mail me. I have mail ID also there in my first slide. Madam, can we end? Can we conclude?
Yes, sir, surely. Sharne, sir?
Yes, madam, please. Yes. Yes, sure, madam.
Sir, I'm indeed out of words today to thank you for all that you have done for all of us. This was a new topic that was added, and I'm sure the huge crowd that we saw here, I had to request the audience to cut down and adjust with their partners so that many more people could join. And I'm very sure, sir, until the end, it was complete 2 hours. We sharply started at 11:02 and we have ended at 1 o'clock. And all 2 hours, I can understand, sir, even without a sip of water, you were so hectically, you have taken the pains. And I'm very sure, sir, this is not just for 1 or 2 people and not for students, even more than students. This practical demonstration of yours has helped all the teachers around the country. We have teachers joining along with their students from around the country. And I would like to tell everybody that it was about 5 months. Since 5 months, I am behind, sir. That, sir, please make this possible. And say, sir has taken great pains, because with my request, I had not only said, sir, that we don't want just one sample, positive or negative. We want both samples to be shown. And today we have seen that practically happen. We have seen samples with urea, how it looks when it is positive. And we have also seen how it looks when it is negative. When we have both these, things become very clear. I wholeheartedly, on behalf of all the teachers and students around the country, sir, I'm very thankful to you for this wonderful session. And I really appreciate the tedious work, the hard work that you have done behind this, sir. And thank you for this wonderful session. Apart from you, sir, I also want to thank the principal of Belagavi, Professor Suhas Shetty, sir, who has given us this permission, and the whole technical team behind you, sir. I really don't know who are them. I guess it is Mr. Nitish and the whole team who is there today to have made this possible so beautifully. The telecasting was so nice and we could see things so clearly, sir. And thank you once again for facilitating all this. And special thanks to your MD scholars also, sir, your whole team at Belagavi who have helped you. I understand 2 hours of this practical demonstration with single-handedly, you cannot do this. And you have a whole team there. And on behalf of all of us, sir, we wholeheartedly thank you for this wonderful demonstration. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Special
I-
thanks to just 1 minute, sir. Sharne sir also for having conducted this so nicely, and all the people who have joined today and utilized this. And we are very sure with sir's permission, we have recorded this and we'll be sharing this very soon so that all of us can go back. And the purpose of this was that because this was a new topic, we wanted teachers, don't misuse this video recording. The purpose is not that this recording can be shown to students. The purpose is teachers should see this again and again and try doing this so that every Ayurveda college will have a small lab, if not good lab like sir. Sir has a wonderful lab there and sir is doing a lot of things. But all of us can start today and at least do simple techniques. We will go back and see this recording and try doing this and not just adjust with the recording. With these words, so please for your final remarks.
Thank you, madam. I convey my sincere thanks to Vishwa Ayurveda Parishad and the organizers. They are given me a good platform to demonstrate all those things. Thank you once again, madam. I shared my little experience with it. I hope it will be helpful to all the students and teachers. Once again, I'll thank you all and I'll wish all the best for. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Shradesh sir, your final remarks, please.